Hello, this is Tina Gote Santiago, and I'm presenting my final project for health, safety, and nutrition. I focused on practices and routines to teach children. So, why is it important? The school environment is a safe place for children to learn, grow, and develop healthy skills that they can use in their day-to-day activities promoting good health. Education professionals can help nurture a child's intelligence as well as their physical development by teaching both parents and children ways to help them thrive beyond the classroom, thereby contributing to their overall well-being. By teaching healthy practices, children can learn to incorporate them into their daily lives and throughout their lifetime. The three practices that I plan on reviewing are the routines of proper hand washing, healthy eating habits with nutritional balance of fruits, vegetables, water, whole grain consumption, and daily physical activity. So health practices, when children and parents practice safe behaviors, they can contribute to and improve their quality of life and a reduction in the spread of disease. So, beginning with healthy routines of hand washing, the CDC actually stated that clean hands saves lives. So, the instructions that are given are you wet your hands, you lather them, you scrub them, you rinse them, and you dry them to reduce the spread of germs and cross contamination. So, washing hands removes germs, avoids getting others sick, and prevents the spread of bacteria. So I would conduct a lesson to teach how germs spread so children can get an understanding. So using an activity with sparkle glue, so that's glitter inside of the glue. So basically, how far can germs spread? So you begin by placing it in one child's hand. And then, you put a sufficient amount and then you have them touch hands with the next child. You put the children in a circle and that person to the next one. And we'll see how far it can go, how many children will still have sparkle or get sparkle on their hand just by clapping hands. So giving an example, so if somebody were to sneeze, the sparkles represent the germs. Included in this slide is a link to how the activity could actually be done in a classroom. So, and the end result is to get the children to understand what we can do to prevent the spread of germs or to stop the spread of germs, to use terms that they can understand. So we introduce now hand washing, safe practices. So there are two options. You can sing to a song, or you can, use a poster or a poem to help children learn the routines of hand washing. So they wash hands before, during, and after preparing food, before eating, after caring for someone who is sick, before and after treating cuts or wounds, and after using the restroom, sneezing, coughing, touching animals, or even throwing out the garbage. And this is as per the cdc.gov. These are the recommendations provided by the CDC. So now going into safety practices. To keep children safe throughout the day and in emergency procedures, it's important to maintain health and safety, a health and safety plan within any child care environment. So whether it's in a home or it's in a school or it's in a child care facility, there should be a plan in place. So this includes the teacher being aware of all of the safety procedures and teaching them to children by practicing emergency preparation drills, to include a natural as well as technical disasters. So when I say technical, that means if the lights should go out, what do? Flashlights, things like that. The safety plan contains what to do, what type of action needs to be taken, what procedures to follow, who to contact for the various types of incidents, what the safety instructions and precautions are, specifically if someone is to get hurt or injured, and it includes the evacuation routes and the processes. A safety plan, according to OSHA, are written emergency action plans for various emergency situations. So that's just to know that I've gotten the information. We're just not making it up here. Okay, so what type of drills? I thought that this image here with the fire drill routines, it's a great way to help young children understand what they're expected to do in an event of an emergency. So knowing the different types and what to do. So the children learn how to, by practicing them, the children learn how to respond. It helps prevent injury, and it also helps that panic feeling of, oh my gosh, where am I going to go? What am I going to do now? When they hear different types of sirens. So practicing with young children is a valuable piece of educating them on the safety precautions. Okay, and then to further, you can actually do a lesson for emergency preparedness, like having a week of emergency awareness and practice with the procedures. And you can teach children how to create a disaster kit, all the contents, where it would be stored. And I would definitely encourage families to be involved, as well as to create something at home and teach that to their children. So an extended lesson for even safety stuff. It's always exciting to take a day trip to a fire station, or have somebody come in and speak to the class about fire prevention and some safety tips. So that's, if you're doing a whole week, these are the different ideas that I believe that you can share. So moving on to the next aspect of teaching children is about nutrition. And we all know about Choose My Plate, but that doesn't mean our parents and caregivers are aware of them. So it's important for children to have good nutrition. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, your food choices each day affects your health, how you feel today, tomorrow, and in the future. So having that balance of nutrition and physical activity can help to reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. So educating parents on these resources, such as Choose My Plate, can help encourage them to learn different ways to maybe even introduce food to their children and into the diet. Another idea that we would do in a class is to introduce literature, different types of literature talking about healthy choices. So included in that would be ways to promote healthy eating for children, different types of vegetables, let's name the different fruits, what colors they are, things like that, but really to help them get used to the different verbiage for what healthy choices really look like. So offering a variety also of nutritious food as snacks to correspond with the books also makes it an exciting experience for them. So if I'm reading a book about carrots, I'll have some great carrots and maybe some as a snack, and introduce different dips that they can use to help with different types of flavors and textures and so on. So another important aspect of teaching children nutrition is to help prevent obesity in children and adults. So you encourage healthy eating habits. So when children are preparing, or parents are preparing rather, snacks or lunches and things like that for their children, it's really important to maybe show them or give them a list of different ideas that they can have that's considered healthy or that'll be beneficial for the child. So fruits, different types of vegetables, even storage processes, how to keep things cold, how to keep things warm, and so on. I also believe that it's important to encourage physical activity throughout the day to meet the requirement of what is considered healthy for a child, about up to 1 hour of play, of physical play. So I would actually incorporate that into my daily routines and maybe we'll go outside and we'll play a game, different types of games that'll keep our our blood flow going. Not every single outdoor time will be spent with instruction, but it's definitely to keep to encourage children to stay active and to move their bodies. I personally found this very helpful, even for my own children, to kind of get children away from being indoors so much. There are a lot of benefits for taking play outdoors. And here goes a list of them here, 10 reasons why kids need to take it outdoors and play. That they definitely develop stronger bones and muscles. They can help to maintain the activity and playing outside. They acquire longer attention spans as they play games that take longer periods of time. And then also it helps to also create more, promote more creativity. So according to Iowa Department of Education, outdoor play can contribute to overall well-being of the child, as it helps them develop new skills as they play with other children. It also promotes mental health. So as an education professional, teaching caregivers and children ways to promote health can also boost the child's ability to thrive. So providing a high quality environment is ultimately an education professional's goal. So it begins with helping to minimize the health risks and or health concerns for children. So through education, we hope to reduce the risk and promote their ability to identify and practice healthy choices. So we teach them what healthy choices look like, whether it's choosing food or choosing to wash your hands before eating, things like that. So if you make it into their daily routines, it becomes a habit forming. So with early intervention and education of young children and their families, we hope to encourage good nutrition, promote safety practices, and improve the overall well-being of the child by practicing these habits or practicing these routines and creating them into a habits where it's no longer thinking. They're no longer thinking about it. They automatically wash their hands when they come from outside. They automatically wash their hands before eating and after using the restroom. They automatically want to be outdoors because we've made it fun for them. So the ultimate goal is to have children create these habits so it goes beyond the classroom and into their daily lives. So these are some of my work sites. Overall, I want to say thank you for listening, and I hope everyone has a successful year.